Hello and welcome to this video where we'll be talking about how Chelsea are able to spend so much money this summer. Thomas Tuchel had nearly £150 million worth of summer signings to call upon in their first Premier League game of the season against Everton. But he clearly doesn't think it's enough. In fact, Chelsea are looking to add even more quality to their squad before the transfer window closes on September 1st. They have been linked with several players, including Wesley Fofana from Leicester City, Frenkie de Jong from Barcelona, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Benjamin Sesko from other clubs, and Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan. But with all these signings, many people are wondering how Chelsea can afford all of this in an era of financial fair play. It's true that Chelsea made a loss of £145.6 million for the year up to June 30th, 2021, and that their wage bill was one of the highest in the game at £333 million. So how can they afford to spend so much money on new players? According to football finance expert Kieran Maguire, there's no need to worry. He explained that the situation has flipped, and just as supporters shouldn't have been worried about not buying enough players a few weeks ago, they shouldn't be worried about player sales now. Chelsea have been selling players far more than anyone else, and they are the biggest generators of revenue. In fact, in the 5 years up to 2020, Chelsea made £434 million from sales, which is significantly more than any other club. When you sign players, you spread the cost over the length of the contract. So if Chelsea spends £300 million this summer, the amortized cost per year is probably going to only be around £60 million. And while some people may focus solely on the money being paid out, it's important to remember that financial fair play is based on a 3-year assessment period. It's also worth remembering that Chelsea have been down this road before. In 2003, Roman Abramovich's first transfer window saw the club spend £111.25 million on 10 players, including Claude Makélélé, Damien Duff, and Hernan Crespo. Using a football inflation calculator devised by Maguire, one can work out that expenditure would have cost roughly £406.3 million in today's money. But despite all these big numbers, Maguire isn't worried about Chelsea's finances. He stressed the need for more outgoings than have taken place so far, but pointed out that Chelsea are the biggest spenders in the Premier League because they've also generated the most money from player sales over the years. The purpose of FFP is simple: to prevent European football clubs from spending more than their revenue, thereby ensuring a level playing field for all teams across leagues irrespective of the wealth of their owners. Clubs are permitted to spend up to £4.04 million more than what they earn per assessment period, which covers a period of 3 years. This means that if a club earns £100 million in this period, it can spend up to £104.04 million. However, there is a limit to how much a club can exceed this level. If a club incurs losses during this period, it can only exceed the £4.04 million limit if those losses are covered by the club's owner. The limit is set at around £26 million, which means that a club can't spend beyond this amount even if its owner is willing to cover the losses. For instance, last summer Barcelona was in a huge debt close to £1 billion, but was still able to bring in new players by activating certain economic levers. These economic levers allow clubs to sell assets to generate revenue. In June last year, Barcelona sold 10% of its La Liga television rights and pulled in massive income. Overall, the aim of FFP is to ensure that clubs operate within their means and not rely on the deep pockets of their owners to fund their spending. It's designed to encourage transparency and financial stability in European football and help prevent clubs from spiraling into unmanageable debt. So while Chelsea's summer spending may seem excessive, it's not out of the ordinary for the club. And with the transfer window still open, there may be even more new signings to come. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on football news and transfers.